There is a quiet point in almost every relationship where the balance slowly changes, and most men do not realize it when it happens. It does not arrive during an argument. It does not show up when messages stop or attention fades. It arrives inside a single sentence, spoken so lightly that it sounds harmless. Just four words. Nothing dramatic, nothing sharp. Four normal words that can slowly alter the entire connection between you and her. And the moment you hear them without understanding what they truly represent, you are no longer guiding the direction. You are responding to it. This is about awareness. It is about seeing what sits underneath normal conversation. Once you recognize it, you cannot pretend it is not there. Once you understand it, you stop being surprised by shifts that used to feel confusing. Most men think influence looks loud or aggressive. They picture pressure, manipulation, or clear confrontation. But real influence almost never announces itself. It moves quietly. It hides inside calm talk, maturity, and reasonable language. That is why it is effective. You are not protecting yourself from something that feels dangerous. You are agreeing with something that feels normal and harmless. Think back to a time when a relationship left you feeling uncertain. Not angry, not deeply hurt, just uneasy. Nothing was clearly wrong, but something felt unsettled. You replayed conversations in your mind. You questioned your own reactions. You wondered if you were imagining things. That feeling did not appear by accident. It comes from words that slowly turn confidence into doubt. Influence does not need force. It survives through uncertainty. The words being described create just enough confusion to make you change your behavior, while allowing the speaker to deny any intention. Understanding this is not about blaming anyone. It is about seeing clearly. The first word is complicated. When a woman says a situation is complicated, most men hear a reason. They assume patience is needed. They believe understanding is being requested. But what is actually happening is time is being stretched and choices are being kept open. Complicated is not a clear description of reality. It is a way to pause responsibility. That single word allows decisions to be delayed without a clear end. It keeps emotional involvement alive without demanding commitment. It is unclear enough to avoid direct challenge, serious enough to stop deeper questions, and flexible enough to change meaning whenever necessary. Imagine a man who builds a strong connection with a woman. They talk often, they share personal thoughts. Time passes and the bond feels genuine. Eventually, he asks where things are going. She responds kindly and says her situation is complicated right now. Immediately, he shifts. He becomes supportive. He imagines stress, past issues, family matters, or emotional weight. He waits. What he does not see is that complicated is also a test of how much uncertainty he will tolerate, how long he will remain without direction, how easily he will put his own needs on hold. From her side, this may not feel planned. It feels safe. She keeps freedom while still receiving attention and care, but the effect remains the same. The human mind is drawn to unfinished stories. Open endings keep people emotionally attached. That is why complicated holds attention so strongly. But here is the truth that changes perspective. When someone truly wants to build something with you, life does not grow more confusing. It becomes clearer. Priorities line up. Problems are addressed instead of postponed. Complicated appears when someone wants to keep choosing without making a choice. The answer is not arguing or waiting endlessly. The answer is simplicity, calm clarity. You acknowledge what is said and step back. You remove yourself from the fog. When ambiguity no longer benefits anyone, clarity becomes necessary. The second word is space. On the surface, it sounds healthy and mature. It sounds reasonable. But space often creates distance without accountability. One person pulls back while the other remains emotionally present. Space is rarely about moving closer. It is about creating room. Sometimes that room is for thinking. Sometimes it is for exploring other options. Sometimes it is simply for comfort without commitment. The outcome is the same. One person gains freedom, the other waits. A man respects the request. He contacts less. He gives room. He tells himself it is the right thing to do. Meanwhile, she lives without limitation. The imbalance slowly grows. One hopes, one experiences. Psychologically, this creates insecurity in one person and ease in the other. Space does not strengthen connection. It shifts control. The right response is not resistance. It is alignment. You give space fully, even more than requested. You focus on your own life, your routines, your direction, not as a strategy, as self-respect. When someone realizes you are not waiting, the feeling of safety changes. Space stops feeling temporary and starts feeling permanent. That uncertainty shifts the balance back. The third word is whatever. It sounds casual and relaxed, but it is not indifference. It is emotional shutdown disguised as agreement. Whatever ends conversation without resolving anything. It creates the appearance of consent while holding onto dissatisfaction. Responsibility quietly moves onto you. A choice is discussed. She responds with whatever you want. You move ahead. Later, disappointment appears. Now you are responsible for an outcome she never clearly supported. Over time, this trains hesitation. You begin to doubt your decisions. You delay choices. You avoid leading because you fear hidden resentment. The answer is clarity. Whatever is not agreement. You pause. You ask for direct communication. You do not move forward without it. This removes confusion and restores shared responsibility. The fourth word is fine. This one is the most dangerous because it sounds like peace. It is not. Fine is temporary calm that stores future conflict. Fine means the conversation has stopped, not that the issue is resolved. It is emotional storage. What feels finished to you becomes evidence later. Men often see individual moments. Women often notice patterns. Fine ends discomfort while saving emotional memory. That is why past issues return unexpectedly. The solution is refusing false resolution. Fine only works when it truly means peace. Otherwise, the discussion continues until understanding exists. Now look at the pattern as a whole. Complicated space, whatever, fine. None of these words mean what they appear to mean. They shape emotional control, often without conscious intent, learned through experience, reinforced because they work. These words succeed because they activate your instinct to fix things. You simplify, you accommodate, you move forward, and in doing so you give up clarity. But these words only hold power when they are accepted without question. The moment you stop living inside ambiguity, the dynamic changes. You stop reacting. You begin requiring direct communication. You stop translating hidden meanings. This does not make you difficult. It makes you stable. Ambiguity collapses when clarity is expected. Space loses control when you step fully away. Whatever fails when honesty is required. Fine disappears when real resolution is necessary. This is not about winning or losing. It is about existing without constant confusion. Standards create growth. Sometimes they end things that were never solid. That is not failure. That is alignment. You cannot control what someone says. You can control what you accept. And the moment you stop accepting unclear language is the moment words stop shaping your behavior. Clarity is strength, and clarity always wins.